Alright, here's what we're doing. We're going to put a wood stove right here. We've cut the carpet away where we want our hearth to sit on. The stove to sit on the hearth. It's going to be 2x4 laying on the flat, close together framing. And then we're going to put tile backer board on top of that. Then we're going to tile the tile backer. Then we're going to set the wood stove on that. We're going to keep the framing close together, maybe only 6 inches apart. So the board and the tile won't have any give when the legs of this heavy stove get set down. I may even float some mud in between the area where the stove is going to sit so it's like solid. That's going to be the hearth, and we're going to put some type of a tile that we choose to put on that. Now the back wall, what we're doing, we're going to take these, we're using these 2x4s. I have them ripped down in half. These are going to be spacers. We're going to put them horizontally on the wall, and that's going to leave an air gap between the now wall, which is sheetrock. I'm going to put this sleeper, or this cleat, or this spacer, right on top of that wall, and screw it to that. Then I'm going to put tile backer on top of these cleats. Then we're going to install a imitation rock to the tile backer. So we'll have rock, tile backer, then there'll be this cleat, then there'll be this 1.5 inches, or basically 1.75 inches of an air space in between the wall to keep it ventilated. Alright. That's the plan. So here we go. I'm going to have my wife, possibly my daughter, is going to help us. We're going to install this wire. This electrical box is going to be installed down in the hearth so we can plug the 2-speed fan in for the heater. All right, Kayla? Yeah. Bring. Okay, get some shoes. Let me have the screw gun. You can put your first cleat up there. We have our lines marked. See, now they're installing the board. They have the board down on the hearth. Finished putting this board up on the wall. Okay, what we're doing is the rock.
The rock is mine.
Obviously, we got the board up, the hearth, everything's ready for the rock. Now, I don't know if we showed you on the other video, but what we do is you dry set an area of the rock. I might as well get it down here. Just use this clip for that. We'll set the rocks down on the floor and kind of space them out how you think you want it to look. Okay? Then when you kind of get the idea, I'm using this spacer, just a piece of tile backer, because we want the rocks to be up off the hearth floor some, so the hearth tile can just slip right underneath the rock. So it looks like you set the rock onto the hearth tile. You don't want to put this down to the floor and then have to like scribe your tile some funky cut around it. That's why we're putting the spacer there. Now, we have this board nailed here, and that's just to give me something to stop the rock. So it's a nice, clean, straight line all the way up. Then I'm going to make a venting, because of the airspace we got behind this board for the heat vent. So then when all the rock's up, we'll take this board off. And then I'm going to use some type of a metal or some kind of, I'm not exactly sure what, but something with holes in it so the air can pass through behind that wall so it won't overheat. Now when installing the rock, this is an imitation rock. I guess it doesn't really matter, but I'm using thin set tile mortar. And I'm doing it basically just like you would tile. I'm a tile guy. That's what I do. So we're going to skim coat. We call it a scratch coat. Just like if you were using mortar, like a stonemason would use mortar where they put a scratch coat on the wall. Then you skim coat the back of your tile or your stone and then stick it to that. That's how we're going to do it all the way up. We're going to do these in a dry stack pattern or a dry stack installation where we're not going to be putting mortar in between the rocks. Now, as we go up, we're trying to maybe do a dry stack where we don't need the mortar in between by keeping the joints really tight. But I don't think, I think we're going to end up probably mortaring it, grouting it. But anyway, one of the tricks we're doing to help, see these lines where the board is, they're level lines. So you want to periodically put your level up here and draw you a level line so you have something to gauge your rocks to. So you don't have the rocks sit all crookedy tippity. Keep some type of a reference level line to work for as you go up. And as you set the rocks, if one naturally wants to, where it wants to naturally rest on his neighbor or his, the guy behind, under him, you want to shim it. Or what I don't know what you want to do. What I'm doing is I just made a bunch of these little wooden shims, and if I need a rock to go up or down, I just put a little shim there to hold it. And that makes them look more to keep that level line. Okay. Now this is the biggest rock we have in our mix of driveway rock that we found. And I'm thinking about putting him right here. I think so. Now, that way he's not too high up, because we don't even know if we have enough rock to finish our whole back wall. We're going to just go as far as we can, and if we run out, we'll do something different. But I think this is where I'm going to put him. You could even, like some of these rocks, you can stand them vertically, couldn't we? You could like make him a corner. Right? What do you think about that? If you guys could message me here in the next 30 seconds, you could have a say on what this fireplace wall looks like. But you can't. So, maybe we'll do that one day. If you guys start watching my videos, we could do a project and you can chime in when I ask questions about the design questions, and the people that chime in the most with the, the right answer, then that's how we'll make the job go together. That's probably a pretty good idea, isn't it? But seeing you can't do that, I think I'm gonna go with this. This Bella, she's helping too. She's a very good helper. She got some thinset on her head earlier. We had to chase her down to scrape it off, didn't we? Huh? Okay. So we're getting up there. We got the big monster rock in, you see. There's Kayla. She's helping out. Now, okay, here's the deal. We got up, obviously, to this point. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to do like a keystone right here. And that's what I'm going to do right now. Okay, we're getting our chimney box in. It's extended all the way through, recessed down in the living room, and now these two little pieces here, will run a piece on that side and a piece on that side. This main box is the first one that's in, all riveted together with angle iron and 1/8" plate. Then this extender goes all the way from the bottom of that box up through the entire roof until it overextends onto the roof here. Then we'll put the cap, flashing, and more shingles. Obviously the shingles. Anyway.